Hi, I'm Megan Vogel.
And I'm Jacob Osmond. And we have question number 3 for this week's preparation questions. And the question reads, differentiate between allopatric and sympatric speciation and describe the conditions under which sympatric occurs.
Yeah, so allopatric speciation to start out with is speciation that occurs after a geographical separation of a population into two populations that can't interact. And then as they continue to adapt and evolve, they'll generally evolve in different directions, and eventually they will not only have that geographic barrier between mating, but also a reproductive barrier as well, and they hence become different species.
And then there are two types of allopatric isolation. You have dispersal and vicariance. And dispersal is basically when a population colonizes a new habitat. Maybe some of them move to a new island or they go to a new area. And vicariance is when the population is split due to some natural occurrence. Maybe a river forms between them or a mountain pass or some other physical means separates the population.
Yeah, absolutely. So then sympatric speciation is just speciation with the absence of one of those geographic barriers, something that's inhibiting gene flow necessarily in a physical or just in a space way. And so sympatric speciation generally occurs kind of like we were talking about last week with biodiversity and where that is highest. It generally occurs in places where there's a lot of niches to fill. And so, because of those various niches, when an individual or a few individuals adapt to fill a new niche, they'll generally just diverge in their evolutionary course if they can take advantage of a new niche and find new resources. Then they will evolve, and eventually, the evolution will cause reproductive barriers. But there is an exception to that type, and Jacob's got that.
So the book also mentions about how sympatric isolation is when you have a number of species that live in the same geographical location, but due to a differing number of chromosomes within the species, they're unable to procreate together and reproduce. And so they may be living in the same area geographically, but because of the different number of chromosomes, they're unable to reproduce and mate together.
Yeah. This type of, I actually looked into it a little bit. This type of polyploidy is really, really common in plants because of the way they reproduce. It's really common for them to have polyploid offspring that then will create reproductive barriers. About it. Thanks, everyone.